Thanks for watching Lessons in Minutes with Jaylee. Like, share, and don't forget to subscribe.
Welcome again, guys, as we take a look at the preparation of an appropriation account for a cooperatives business. And I'll be using 2011 number 6. So that's CSEC 2011 number 6. Part A of this question was done in a previous lesson. You can see the link in the description below. We're going to look at part B. At the end of the second year of operation, total share capital was 25,000. The following figures were extracted from the books as at April 30th, 2011. Surplus 108,900, undistributed profit 48,600. The Board of Management has proposed the following: transfer of 20% to the education funds. That is, you're to transfer 20% of the surplus for the year to education fund. 2, a transfer of 15% to commence a health benefit plan reserve fund. Members are to receive 25% refund on the total patronage sales of 180,000 for the year ended April 30th, 2011. And the fourth one, payment of 10% of share value as dividends. And you're required to prepare the appropriation account for Goodlands Housewives Cooperative for the year ended April 30th, 2011. So we're going to proceed to do that. So, as usual, your title must be written because you have to indicate what you're basically preparing. And we're preparing Goodlands Housewives Cooperative appropriation account for the year ended April 30th, 2011. Having prepared the income and expenditure account and ascertaining the surplus, what this question is doing is testing your knowledge on the preparation of appropriation account for the cooperative. So we're going to begin with the surplus, and that is 108,900. To the surplus, we're going to add undistributed profit brought forward from the previous year, and that is $48,600. We're going to add those two figures together, and that gives us 157,500. From this now, we're going to less our appropriations. Now, the appropriations based on the question, remember, the Board of Management has proposed the following. The first one there is education fund. You're to transfer 20% of the surplus to education fund. So that would be for calculation, the 108,900 times 20%. And that gave us $21,780. Our next appropriation there is the health benefit fund, and you are to transfer 15% of the surplus to that. So that's 15% of the 108,900, and that gives us a value of $16,335. Following that, we have the patronage fund. And for the patronage fund, it is 25% of the sales generated for the periods. That is 180,000. And that gives us a value of $45,000. And our final appropriation item there is a dividend to be paid to the members of the cooperative. So that's a dividend to be paid to the housewives, the members of the cooperatives. And that is 10%. Don't forget to show your calculations. 10% of the share capital, which is the 25,000, and that gave us $2,500. Now that we have calculated our appropriations, we now need to put in the total appropriation that we're going to subtract from the total surplus. And the total appropriation is $85,615. 157,500 minus the total appropriations of $85,615 give us a value of $71,885. Now, that figure represents our undistributed profit carried forward to next year. And we have completed the appropriation account for Goodlands Cooperative based on the information that was provided. So part B is completed. We're now going to look at part C. Mrs. Suzanne Cunningham, a cooperative member who now owns 42 shares, has receipts totaling $3,845 in respect of her purchases from Goodlands Housewives Cooperative during the last year. Calculate the amount of the patronage refund due to Mrs. Cunningham. Show all working clearly, right? And that value 2 marks. Now, in order for you to ascertain the value of patronage that Ms. Cunningham would get, is that you would multiply the value of purchases that she has made from the business by the 25% patronage refund. So that would be 25% of the $3,845, and that would give us the patronage refund payable to Mrs. Cunningham. Now, that is part 1 of C. Part 2, calculate the total amount that should be paid to her by the cooperative out of this year's surplus. In order for us to calculate the total value to be paid out to Mrs. Susan Cunningham, she's to get patronage refund, right? And because she is a member of a cooperative owning 42 shares, she has to get dividend as well. So in order for us to calculate the total, that would be the patronage refund plus the dividend. Now we have to calculate the dividend. In order for us to ascertain the value of the dividend, we have to pick up the 42 shares times the value per share, which is $10, which is from the intro to the question, which is $10 per share. And then we multiply that by the dividend rate of 10%. So here we go with the calculation of the dividend. So that's the value of the shares times the rate, which is 42 shares, number of shares, times the price per share, which is $10, times the dividend rate of 10%, and that gives us $42. Now that we have calculated the dividend, we can now ascertain the value that the business should pay out to Mrs. Susan Cunningham. And that is the patronage refund of $961.25 plus that $42 for the dividend. And that gives us a total of $1,003.25. So this is the value of what Mrs. Susan Cunningham should receive from the business. That is what the business should pay out to the member, Mrs. Susan Cunningham. And the final part of the question, state one benefit to the housewives of joining the Goodlands Housewives Cooperative Society. Basically, it's asking you to give an advantage of joining a cooperative, an advantage of a cooperative society. And one there is that there is sharing of knowledge, skills, and efforts within the business. All profits are shared among the members, and there is limited liability. So that takes us to the end of this lesson in preparing the appropriation account for a cooperative society.
Like, share, and don't forget to subscribe.